Edmonton Sports Talk. My God, I love this.
My name's Milne. #Blue Koob,
our sports update deliverer. The Koob.
I'm Zachary Kubusch. You're up today. You know what, Reid? You might want to.
All right, here's what's going on in the net.
All right, Oilers trying to end their slump tonight as they take on the Tampa Bay Lightning. The Oilers with just 2 wins in their last 7 games. Those 2 wins were not in regulation time. Of course, they have lost 3 straight. The Lightning heading in the other direction. They have won 5 in a row. Oilers for the season now 34-19-4. The Lightning very close to the same record at 32-20-4. So the Oilers 4 points ahead of the Lightning in the overall standings. Tampa Bay does have a game in hand. Here's how we expect the Oilers to line up tonight based on the morning skate. McDavid centering Arvidsson and Hyman. Draisaitl with Podkolzin and Savoy. So Savoy will play his 3rd consecutive game. Nugent-Hopkins at center with Janmark and Brown. Henrique with Kapanen and Perry. So Jeff Skinner is scratched. On defense, Ekholm, Bouchard, Nurse. Tender Calvin Pickard will be the backup. It's a 5:30 Mountain Time start, so we have our Oil Stream GCL Diesel pregame show at 4:30. So the Reid Wilkins Show with Jason Milne will go until 4:30. Then we'll have the pregame show, and then Jay and I will hop on for half an hour, 5:30 to 6, and follow along with you guys watching the game on the ESTV. Just need that Paul Stanley energy in there. No?
Oh, yeah, baby.
Oh, yeah, baby. All right, so those are the lives from the Oilers. Of course, we'll talk about that throughout the afternoon. How are you doing, Jay?
Reid, I am touching the sky.
How come?
I'm so high. Just high on life, man. It's great to be here. It's great to be in this office. It's great to look at your lovely face for 6 to 8 hours a day. I can't dream of anything better.
It is a pretty good situation for you. Well,
I like how you say it is a good situation for you.
Well, no, I think we're very lucky.
Too.
You know what? We're lucky.
Yeah,
we're lucky.
Yeah,
as like people should envy us, or as Spinal Tap said, I envy us.
Yeah, it's tough to have.
Have you ever seen This Is Spinal Tap?
No, we talked about this. I haven't.
I don't know if we talked about it on air.
We should watch it together.
I would. I actually would watch it with you. I might even come to your house.
That's
one
of the rare activities you'd want to do with me.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Got it.
It's a great movie. This Is Spinal Tap would be in my top 3 movies of all time, depending on the day. It might be my top 1. Yes.
Okay. Last time we talked about it, somebody said it was like, what's the one, the Westminster Dog Show where they do the spoof on
Best
that?
in Show. It's the same core people.
Right.
Yeah. The same 3 guys who are in Spinal Tap are in that.
And I thought
it's a mockumentary.
Ridiculous.
I think This Is Spinal Tap is better.
Really?
And Fred Willard is not in This Is Spinal Tap as much, but he's in This Is Spinal Tap.
He is?
Yes. He's an Army, I can't remember what rank he is.
I love his acting.
Yeah, but so Spinal Tap, throughout the course of the movie, they are in a band in decline. So they go from playing, arenas to wherever.
Pubs.
So they have to do a gig on an Army base.
Okay,
and Fred Willard is the guy who welcomes them to the Army base and has some very good lines. Of course, this piece of audio is from This Is Spinal Tap.
What we do is if we need that extra push over the cliff, you know what we do?
Put it up to 11.
11, exactly. 1 louder.
Why don't you just make 10 louder and make 10 be the top number and make that a little louder?
These go to 11.
And that's part of a whole longer bit. But people who have seen the movie can see that scene in their heads as I'm playing that audio. So anyway, that's maybe something we can do together at some point. Watch This Is Spinal Tap. All right. Hey, thanks a lot for joining us, everybody. The Hudson's Canada's Pub Mystery Athlete of the Game is back. We do it every Oilers game day, which we haven't had in about 2.5 weeks. I guess that Friday game when they lost to the Avalanche. So we'll have the first clue for that one probably in 3 to 5 minutes, pretty soon. We want to get to that. And because it's an abbreviated show, we'll try to clip along with the clues. And I'll try not to forget them and space them out too long, as I've often done in the past. But you can get in touch, of course. 780-218-9999 is the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. River Cree Resort and Casino, home of the Tap 25 restaurant. The entire menu, 50% off 7 days a week from 2 to 5 p.m. You can email Reid at EdmontonSportsTalk.com. I usually I'm at the point where I'm probably getting at least 2 limericks a day to my email. One from the Big Uke and 1 or 2 or 3 from somebody else. And I personally am thrilled that people have jumped on board and have written limericks to the show.
Oh, it's great.
I think it's outstanding, and the overall quality has improved
Through the roof.
And I'm not so much about how funny they are, though the real funny ones we celebrate, but the proper structure and pacing has really improved because I've been a stickler for it.
You have.
Maybe it was some tough love,
Maybe to your detriment.
but I think I've made everyone better.
Yes.
I think I've been a great coach when it's come to limericks.
Well, you know what they won't say about you when your time has been called?
That my
They
limerick
won't say you
line,
weren't a stickler about limericks.
That's
I'll tell
right.
you that.
yeah, my limerick teaching might make more sense than some of Knobloch's line combinations.
Hey-o.
Whoa, but we'll talk about that as we move along throughout the afternoon. Did I give all the ways they can reach us? The inbox.
Well, you didn't talk about podcasts. That we are available on
yeah.
podcasts.
Yeah.
On Spotify, Apple, wherever you get your podcasts. What's the new, the one there, Koob, Spotify? Is that the thing where you can do the things? You know, you told me about this.
Yeah, the thing with the thing.
You just press the button and it always comes in. Like but Spotify's different, isn't it?
Well, with Spotify, I mean, you could follow and you'll get immediate notifications.
Yeah.
I believe with Amazon Music, it might be the same. There's so many different ways to listen to your favorite shows here on Edmonton Sports
Needless
Talk.
to say, there are many people, we see the numbers, we look at them, that follow us and listen to us after the fact.
Oh, yeah, for
So
sure.
hello to the future. Would you like to say hello to yourself?
Hello, future people.
That's that.
Well, if they're listening way in the future, maybe that's how humans sound.
But is that how you sound in the future?
Oh, I'll probably sound more or less the same, just older.
I love how you just went to the robot voice.
Well,
Or was that an alien?
no, that was a robot voice.
Robot
voice. Yes, but however you consume the show, and we always say this, but I keep saying it because I want it to really sink in. And we have new people checking out the show, I think, pretty much daily. Let other people know. I mean, we're doing our best to advertise and promote, but word of mouth still remains a powerful tool for us to grow Edmonton Sports Talk. And you can help. If you're a loyal listener, if you like the stuff, then say, hey, these guys do a good show. Dustin's got a great show in the morning. We got the Hangout 9 to 11. We got the Lock Shop. We got Oil Stream. We got 2 guys and a goalie. Hernan and Gager are awesome from 1 to 3. So just tell people, hey, some of these guys lost their jobs at 1260. And they started the station. And Hernan left the Edmonton Elks to come here. I left 630 Ched, or whatever the hell it's called now, to come here. So we're here. And it's a year and a half in, but that's still relatively new. So we're still trying to build it up, and everybody out there can help us.
You know what we need? We need a listener pyramid scheme. That's
those
the
are
attitude.
legal. There's no money involved.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So that's all we need. But listeners, if you tell 2 people,
yes,
and you get them to tell 2 people, and then next thing you know, we'll have 1 million followers.
Well, that's that old hair commercial. When I was a kid, you might have not even been bored. I remember when I was a kid, there was some shampoo commercial or something.
Oh.
And it was like, and then they told 2 friends, and they told 2 friends, and it did one of those images on the screen where it kept splitting. So one image turned into 128 or whatever, little boxes. That's what we need. Just tell a couple of people, check out the show. And if you're watching on YouTube, that's the other way you can communicate with us and with each other. Hit the thumbs up button on YouTube.
Oh, we're flying.
Yeah, and we want to get to at least 100. I mean, it's 2/3 of a show today, and it's split up, but we still think we can get to 100. Just remember this little jingle.
Click, click, click. Must you click? Please, please click. Must you click? You must click. Thumb, thumb, thumb.
There it is. Give us the thumbs up on YouTube. I did that yesterday, just on the spur of the moment, and now it'll be our, for the time being, it'll be our little jingle for getting thumbs up. So yeah, go to YouTube and give us the thumbs up.
Make it so, number 1.
Oh, it's Jean-Luc Picard. Speaking of the future. Someone listening like several hundreds of years in the future. Oh, actually, Jean-Luc Picard is my contemporary, Reid. All right.
And just so everybody knows again, our text box, the River Cree inbox, we still receive all the comments. I cannot, because I'm always the guy that gets back to you. I can't respond right now. Something's going on. So I see all of them from Rob, from the Grove, from Looney Len, from Collingwood Rob. I see them all. I just can't get back to you. But I do love you.
Castor 1990. Yes, the guys that made Spinal Tap. Harry Shearer was, I think, in some of those movies too, Castor 1990. He was certainly in A Mighty Wind. They also did, they did Best in Show, A Mighty Wind, For Your Consideration. Was there another one in the late 90s? What was the one? Was A Mighty Wind the one where they were folk singers? Maybe that's the one where I'm thinking of. Eugene Levy's in that one as well. But Eugene Levy, was he the guy with two left feet? Or was that the Christopher Guest character? Remember the guy literally had two left feet and he was...
On where?
In Best in Show, and then he was showing his dog and the commentators are saying, does he have two left? Maybe it was Christopher Guest's character. Anyway, all right. X-Ray J in the Nasty Chat.
Yeah.
Hello. It was great to see you earlier today too. He was...
I missed him.
He came and visited us. Yeah, it was before you got here.
Collingwood Rob figures that the shampoo commercial was Fabergé shampoo.
It might have been. We should try. That's got to be on YouTube if we could find it. And they told two friends, and they told two friends, and it started to echo. The voices grew like a growing legion. All right. Yeah, Mighty Wind was the one about folk singers. Castor 19. Did we meet Castor? I can't remember everybody.
Oh, of course we
met everybody.
Ken.
Well, a lot of people say, "Hey, Reid, I met you at the Nasty Bash when I was in Vail," and I was like, "Yeah, I was in like."
Ken would often come
head.
to watch Elks games with us.
Oh, cool. Okay.
During the Green and Gold kickoff and post-game show.
We have the mystery athlete of the game presented by Hudson's Canada's Pub. You're invited down tonight for the Oilers game. You can also join them Fridays and Saturdays after 9 p.m. for late night happy hour specials. How about these deals? Food starting at $4, drinks from $3.75. Book your reservation now, hudsonscanadaspub.com. And they're trying to win a $25 gift card to Hudson's Canada's Pub?
Yeah.
It's been so long since we've given it away. I almost forgot. So the way this works, again, is this going to be a problem that we can't text back? We can just phone the person later.
Oh,
we'll just do a good old-fashioned phone call later.
Yeah.
Because we'll have their number.
Sure.
And if we do it by 4:30, you can even phone them when we have our little break, our nap, our siesta.
We'll have a tea.
From 4:30. We're going to go for tea, everybody.
Yeah.
With Jean-Luc Picard. Tea, Earl Grey, hot. Did you get that?
No.
How many episodes of Star Trek The Next Generation have you seen?
I wasn't much into Star Wars, Reid.
Star Trek.
Right.
Trek.
I never watched an episode.
He would drink...
I'm sorry.
He would drink Earl Grey tea. And so they had replicators. So you just went up to something and you just talked to it, kind of like how we talk to our phones, but it could actually make things. So you could just go up to it and be like, 40-ounce steak, Canadian Brewhouse.
Really?
And it would appear. Yeah, because in the future, they've figured out a way to convert energy into matter and matter into energy and vice versa.
Dude, you want to talk about the future?
That's totally futuristic.
I was at a friends of ours' birthday party for their little girl on Sunday. He shows me these glasses he's got on. They look like sunglasses. They're Ray-Bans. They've got two cameras up in the corner. And when you put them on and you play his phone, he showed me a video of his daughter speed skating. The sound came into my ear, but nobody else around us could hear because it's vibrating against your temple. I wanted to take them off. I couldn't take them off fast enough. That's
Really?
too far, too much. And if you have them on, you can say, hey, what's it called? I don't know. Whatever. Hey, blah, blah, blah. What am I looking at? I'll say, well, that's a...
You just Google, yeah.
That's a, I don't know. It'll
That's
tell
a
you
lot.
the variety of the
Yeah,
tree
that's
you're
a
looking
lot.
at.
Yeah.
And how many people are there.
And I said, when you told me about this yesterday, I said it reminded me somewhat of the Black Mirror episode, The Entire History of You, where everybody wears these sort of contact lenses that just constantly record everything. So then if you and I are like, hey, did that guy bring a goose or a duck to the station the other day? Oh, I can't remember. You just somehow rewind it and you actually see it again.
There was some use for that, though.
Yeah.
We talked about that, too.
It was a weird
It
episode.
was meta. It says meta. You say, hey, meta, and it turns on. Too much.
Yeah, it's too much.
No.
Pender's Pancake says, Reid kind of reminds me of Willie Tanner from Alf at times. I never really watched Alf. I think it was on ITV, and we the whole thing with the aerial, so we didn't get it very well. Do I look? Who's Willie? Was he the dad?
Yes. The Tanners were the family that hosted Elf.
Okay. He crash landed in their backyard. First clue. Okay, what we were saying was you have to text your guesses for the Hudson's Mystery Athlete of the Game to the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox, 780-218-9999. You can only win by texting. We will not accept submissions by email or in the nasty chat. And if you put them in the nasty chat, then you might help somebody else win, because then they might be like, oh, that's a good guess. I'll text it in. Maximum 3 guesses per phone number. Again, Jay monitors that. It's really easy for him to monitor, so don't think, oh, there's no way he'll be able to count. No, Jay's not a dumb man. It'll be quite easy for him to count. And if you send in more than 5 guesses, he'll come and hit you like he did that player in the football game we showed you yesterday. The first clue is bend. The first clue is bend.
B-E-N-D.
Yes,
Bend.
B-E-N-D. I'm curious to see where people go with this. That's all I'll say. Clue number 1 is bend for the Hudson's Canada's Pub Mystery Athlete of the Game. Sound good?
Yeah.
All right. As we mentioned, Jeff Skinner and John Klingberg out of the lineup tonight as the Oilers face off against the Lightning in about 2 hours and 20 minutes. So you have Kapanen returning, and you have Stetcher coming into the lineup on the back end. Arvidsson, McDavid, Hyman is expected to be the Oilers' number 1 line. I know a lot of people, well, maybe a lot of people, but certainly some discussion about Arvidsson being there. We will have that as we move along throughout the afternoon, and we have some clips from Chris Knobloch and Ryan Nugent-Hopkins as well. Since the Oilers are playing the Lightning, we decided to go in an interesting direction for our off-topic topic. It is presented, as always, by the great people at William Huff. Since 1952, William Huff has provided industry-leading advertising solutions for thousands of valued clients. Their unparalleled customer service, combined with decades of industry expertise and a desire to make every job the very best can be, is what they call the William Huff Advantage. Visit their website at williamhuff.com or give them a shout, 780-454-4536. So we would like you to submit to us a story about a lightning strike. And I have one.
It is amazing. You're going to wait till after the break.
Yeah,
right?
and you want me to wait?
You have to.
Okay.
Because I don't want this to be constrained by time. It needs to breathe.
Okay, well, we'll take that long to tell, but yeah, I can wait.
It's good, but I think you should add some more descriptive words to it. Really set the scene.
You want me to add some more descriptive words to it?
Yeah.
So in other words, you want me to exaggerate?
No. Just tell it like you saw it from a young Reid Wilkins' eyes.
Yeah, well, I was in high school. I was probably in grade 11 or 12, I would think, when this happened. Well, it's something I still remember, I guess, fairly vividly. This would have been 33 years ago, probably. So, but yeah, I should say, don't worry. This is not a story about any person or animal getting struck by lightning.
Oh yeah,
there is nothing morbid or deadly about this story, but I think it will demonstrate the power of a lightning strike and why, when people warn you just to get inside when there is a storm, this is why. Even though I was reading some things about lightning today, and there are even some things when you're inside the house that you shouldn't do when there's a thunderstorm in the area. Anyway, so our off-topic topic for William Huff is send to us a story about a lightning strike as the Oilers take on the Tampa Bay Lightning later this afternoon. 5:30 game. We have the Oil Stream GCL Diesel pregame show with Tom and Hernan starting at 4:30. Actually, I think we're going to round up Hernan into here for a chat with us at 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
It'll be fun. We love having him on the show. You know who else we love?
Who?
The Koob.
Edmonton looks to snap their 3-game losing streak as they battle the Lightning in Tampa. You can catch Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas as they tee up the action during the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show at 4:30, only on EST. And around the league, Seattle meets St. Louis. Calgary hits the road in Washington, while the Panthers and Predators butt heads, seeing 11 games in the NHL. And down south, Khalil Shakir and the Bills have agreed to a 4-year extension, keeping the 25-year-old with the team through 2029. Shakir caught 76 passes last season and was good for 800 yards and 4 touchdowns. And on the court, the Raptors face the Celtics. Golden State plays Charlotte, all while Luka Doncic and the Lakers take on the Mavs, seeing 7 games in the association. Elsewhere, the Jets etched out the Cards 3-2, while the Diamondbacks are down 4-2 at the top of the 9th against the Cubs. The Giants trail the Athletics 4-3 in the 7th inning. This sports update is brought to you by Find Edmonton. Find takes on your unused furniture and home goods to help those moving out of homelessness. Get donations picked up or drop them off free of charge. Find out how you can make an impact at findedmonton.com or call them at 780-988-1717. We have a quick timeout before the Reid Wilkins Show rolls on. I'm Zachary Kubusch, and you're up to date.
GCL Diesel has been serving oil country since 1972. From diesel cars to SUVs to pickups. From farm tractors to school buses to a big rig. From diesel generators to forklifts, GCL can test, troubleshoot, and repair all diesel fuel system components. Whether it's injectors, pumps, turbos, filters, or additive, GCL has the parts you need to keep your diesel running the way it should. For genuine diesel parts at wholesale prices, visit GCL Diesel in the West End or online at GCLDiesel.com. GCL Diesel. Diesel understood.
Food Sausages makes their meat with nothing but the best local ingredients. From chicken, beef, and pork, their gluten-free sausages are packed with flavor. Every single bite. Get a 10% discount when mentioning Edmonton Sports Talk in-store or use the code EST when shopping online at foodsausages.ca. Plus, you get free delivery on orders of $100 or more. Find them at 6736 99th Street. Food Sausages. You can't beat our meat.
Hey Edmonton, ready to take advantage of lower rates and better pricing? South Fort Chevrolet in Fort Saskatchewan has you covered. From rugged trucks to sleek SUVs. And with over 40 years in business, you can trust that you're getting the best deal on your new ride. As the proud title sponsor of the Nielsen Show, EST listeners can drive a little to save a lot with South Fort Chevrolet's transparent pricing and down-to-earth sales team. Visit us today in Fort Saskatchewan or online at southfortchev.com.
The grand opening sale at Sit and Sleep is almost over. This is your last chance to take advantage of the special introductory sale prices on all mattresses. Stop in today for a free pressure point scan using cutting-edge technology so sleepologists can identify the perfect mattress for you. Right now, get free local delivery on any mattress over $7.99 and receive a free bamboo cooling mattress protector. Enjoy grand opening savings with every mattress on sale. Join us on location today for the final celebrations at Sit and Sleep in South Common next to Planet Fitness. Don't miss out. The grand opening sale ends soon.
Thanks, Koob. Thanks for joining us this afternoon. Oilers game day as they visit the Tampa Bay Lightning. Lightning have won 5 straight. The Oilers have lost 3 in a row. I'm sure everybody knows that. We are sitting in the James H. Brown studio. James H. Brown Personal Injury Law Firm, the heavy hitters of injury law. With over 200 years of experience, James H. Brown will get you the settlement you deserve. Visit them at jameshbrown.com and book your private consultation today. Continue to hit the thumbs up on YouTube. Now people feel that urgency because it's like, oh, it's a short show. I can't be a pleasure delayer. They are off and running. Or maybe it's the impact of our new jingle.
Click, click, click. Must you click? Please, please click. Must you click? You must click. Thumb, thumb, thumb.
Maybe I recorded that too loud, Coop. Might have to redo it. Is it coming through a little hot there?
A little bit. Just how I like it, though.
Yeah. What volume do you think it's set at? It's like, I wonder if Matthew regrets giving me this program where I can play all these little clips and stuff.
No, I don't think so.
No, I think he's fine with it. Wonder what David Lee Roth thinks about it.
Whoa! Whoa!
All right, Chris Knobloch on how the Oilers get back to playing their game here.
Yeah, absolutely. Our schedule isn't easy by any means. Last 2 games have been difficult for us, haven't been our best. I think for us, we need to be playing a lot faster. moving our feet. We've been a little standing still too much. I think that's gonna. More we skate, more it'll create offensively, but the importance of defensively. We're just we're in right positions, but we're not closing quick enough, and it's just allowing the other team to be giving them a little more time to make plays.
Well, we talked about that yesterday, Jay, and both you and I felt it watching the games on the weekend that the defending almost looked hesitant. And, there's that fine line in hockey. Like, you don't want to just charge at a guy and get out of position or have him step past you. But you can't just kind of like, oh, well, I'll just hang back and try to block the passer. Like, you got to check. You got to get on the guy. Like, they just, and again, they weren't.
Too many no man's land.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Darnell Nurse was stuck in no man's land. Bouchard was stuck in no man's land. As I said yesterday, if you're going to screw up at 100%. At least you can then say, well, I chose that. Not sitting in the middle. It's like hesitation kills,
Yeah.
Trying to make a left turn onto a highway, you go. You don't hesitate.
Well, more from Knobloch and a comment or two from Ryan Nugent-Hopkins as well. The off-topic topic for William Huff is your lightning strike story. So mine is, I was in high school, and we had a dog named Animal, who lived to be almost 18 years old. But in this story, he would have been probably like 2, maybe. So he used to sleep on kind of a little rug by my bed. Later on in his life, he was allowed on the bed, but this was before he had broken that barrier, as I'm sure many of you have experienced with a dog. So there was quite a large thunderstorm, and it was the middle of the night. I mean, it was probably midnight or a little after, and there was quite a vicious thunderstorm rolling through. This was north of Evansburg. So, I'm in bed, but, there's thunder and lightning and animals beside me. And there was like this intense white flash, that even through the curtains, you realize like, holy crap, and like instantaneous, like no delay, the loudest blast of thunder, like the loudest crack of thunder, whatever you want to call it, like this boom of thunder, like just loud, like as if someone had fired a gun in my bedroom, like but extended. You know how they just go but like just intense. So this intense light, the intense thunder at the same time, and as it strikes, all of a sudden, Animal's on my bed. So it woke him up, and I guess he just realized, okay, I guess to the dog, it's like, this is a crisis. So he jumped on my bed, probably thinking like, I got to be with Reid here, or I need to be safe, or he was so noble. He's probably like, I got to keep Reid safe.
I got to save Reid.
So there was this, and then, so it was like so loud, and then from down the hallway, I hear from my parents' bedroom, I think it was my mom, just go like, Reid? And I was like, yeah, because it was just so like, holy crap! Like, is the house in one piece after something like this? So the storm passes, and then the next day, so we had a laneway that went to the road that went by our house. So I don't know how long the laneway was. Maybe 100 meters, maybe not quite. So the next day, I can't remember if I was out walking or my dad saw it and came and got my mom and I, but about halfway down our laneway, so if you were walking, on our driveway, there was all this dirt. And like, I'm not talking like a layer of dirt. I'm talking chunks of dirt. I'm talking chunks of dirt like the size of 2 basketballs, with roots sticking out of them. And just debris strewn all over the driveway. And as you walk closer to it, there was a tree, kind of on the edge of the bush before the driveway. And at the base of the tree, like there was just this like cone of dirt that as it had been blasted out, and you could see a spiraling lightning scar wrapped around this tree. So the lightning came down, wrapped around this tree, and basically blew out all this dirt at the base of the tree, and that got strewn everywhere around it. And I mean, till the day my parents and I, my parents finally sold the place 20 years ago, you could see a lightning scar on this. Again, this was probably if it wasn't 1990, it was either 89 or 91. So and you could still see the lightning scar on that tree for well over a decade after.
Powerful.
Yeah.
Powerful. That I do. I now am, while you're telling that story, I did have an experience with that too at a golf tournament at the links in Spruce Grove. They took us off the course because it was getting so bad. So they just started the reception part of this tournament early, and same thing, crack, like shook the windows in the clubhouse. Everybody felt it. Everybody could feel it in their sternum. After the storm poured through, guys start going outside, having a beer, go and look around the corner. Here, there's a tree right on the 9th tee box, split in two, right down to the ground. It just shocks you how powerful that is. Rob from the Grove writes in the River Cree inbox, 780-218-9999. I've got a good lightning story. When I was about 8 or 9 years old, we were going to my grandmother's house on the north side, and we were stopped at the LRT crossing at Belvedere Station. It was pouring with lots of lightning. A strike hit a power pole just above where we were stopped. It was a massive bang, and sparks were everywhere. Scared me for years every time there was a storm. However, he loves storms now, so he's got over it.
Yeah, I'm fine with storms if I'm in the house.
Right.
But yeah, it's lightning is like we're going to have a top 3 about lightning a little bit later on. You don't want to be anywhere near it.
No.
If you can help it. Smitty the welder says we were playing slow pitch one night. There were very few clouds, and all of a sudden the players on the other diamond all dropped. Lightning hit the fence, and all the players in the field dropped. And then from what I was reading today, like the amount of lightning that hits the earth every day is stunning. But we'll talk about that a bit during our top 3.
Shanzi writes in, he says, I'm literally sitting in traffic with my windows down, and the people beside me in the car were giving me the strangest look because of that new jingle.
Really?
Click, click, click. Must you click? Please, please click. Must you click? You must click. Thumb, thumb, thumb.
Hey, however we bring people in.
However we spread the good word,
fine.
brother.
That's fine. Is it T Willison or Wilson? Willison. Drinking at a friend's house that used to be a church. Lightning hit the old steeple and shot down through the ceiling fan in the living room. Yeah, it's
drinking at a friend's house that used to be a church.
Yeah, that's a story in itself.
Lightning hit the steeple.
Yeah, that's a vampire of the week or something like that.
What would I wonder what Captain Picard would say about that.
Make it so, number one.
Hey, Picard, you want a beer?
Make it so, number one.
Yeah. Anyway, the good story because no one got hurt, so that the stories are fine. Because lightning can be deadly, but yeah, it is a vicious force of nature.
Yeah.
That from again the stuff I read today, actually we don't experience that much of relative to some other parts of the world. But your story about a lightning strike is our off-topic topic for William Huff. Of course, we're also bringing you the Oil Understood for GCL Diesel, providers of the best diesel engine components around. From turbochargers to injectors, fuel pumps to sensors, they are the critical engine component experts. Proud to serve Edmonton and Northern Alberta for over 50 years, now a partner of Edmonton Sports Talk and the Reid Wilkins Show. GCL Diesel. Diesel! Understood. All right, Oilers Lightning. It has been ugly for the Oilers. Well, the last 3 games. I mean, I know you got to go back 2.5 weeks for the start of this losing streak. Really, they haven't played well since late January. I mean, they got those 2 wins in regulation or in overtime on the road, but haven't been doing great. They lost to the Leafs, right? Lost to Detroit in a shootout to start this 7-game run in which they're 2-4-1. And the hockey Lightning are as hot as real lightning. They've won 5 in a row. Here's Chris Knobloch.
Well, they got 4, almost 5 20-goal scorers, so they've got depth throughout that. Obviously, their top line is probably as good as anybody in the league, so that creates quite a challenge for us. And then I know their special teams has always been good, and Vasilevsky's been his usual self, outstanding. So, there's a lot of things about their team that make it very difficult. We're going to have to make sure we're on top of our game.
Cirelli 20 goals. Kucherov, 26. Gensel, 27. Hagel, 27. Point, 31. So they do have 5 20-goal scorers. The Oilers have 2. Draisaitl, 42. McDavid, 22. Now, Hyman does have 19, so he's right on the cusp of that. And he mentioned Vasilevsky, who is 15-3-3 with a .920 save percentage and a 2.29 goals against average. And the Lightning really coming on lately.
26-15-3.
Oh God, I read the wrong. I made him sound even better than he is. Thanks, Jay. There's my goof.
Well,
up.
you made him sound bad. 15-15-3.
What did I say?
I thought you said 15-15-3.
Oh, I thought I said 15-3-3 because I read the loss overtime and the shutout column. Sorry, everybody. He's 26-15-3. Still a good record. I was like, man, he hasn't played as much as I thought.
Wow.
Well, he wasn't it last year? He missed the start of the season hurt. I think that was the previous year. Anyway, the Oilers are going to go with Stuart Skinner. Of course, both Oilers goalies coming off a tough weekend. Here is Chris Knobloch on Skinner.
It's tough for a goalie to find his game and play his best when we aren't defending well in front of him. You need your goalie to bail you out and make a save on a breakaway or 2-on-1 once in a while. But if you're giving up those regularly, you can only do it so many times. And I think when we have a little more structure, a little more details to our defensive game are better. It makes it much more easier for him to play. The game is more predictable for the goalie, and they can really step up and play much better.
All right. So I think this has become part of the discussion here about the Oilers and the goaltending.
What,
is that
I chicken
think,
and egg?
Well, yeah. I mean, to me, look, I think it goes up without saying that if you play well defensively, you'll make your goalie look better.
And vice versa.
But I also think that, and this is what I said yesterday on the show, if I were going to criticize Skinner, it wouldn't be that he lets in bad goals, because I do think there are some people, not the majority, but that are some people that are so fixated on the goaltending performance that they find a way to blame Skinner or Pickard for every goal that goes in.
Sure.
Which is excessive and absurd. Like sometimes goalies get beat over the glove. Sometimes they get beat 5-hole. Pucks do go in. Like if you look at most games aren't a shutout. So I wouldn't say, that Skinner lets in bad goals every game, that he lets in 4 goals and 2 of them easily should have been stopped. But I do think at times he hasn't made the big, difficult save to bail the Oilers out when they have made mistakes, right? So when I watch the game, I don't just look at the goaltender unless it's really obvious that he has stunk or saved the game, unless it's super obvious. I do think it's team play. And when the Oilers defend well, they put less stress on their goaltender, so then he doesn't have to face as many grade A chances. The counter argument to that is that you specifically have a goaltender for when you're having a craptacular night defensively, you might still win. But people are going to be on different sides of that.
Okay, let me ask you this. Stuart Skinner has, let's say, stolen a few games for the Oilers with his play. Maybe, 2, maybe 3 games this year?
Where he's been very, very good.
Where he's been spectacular.
Probably fewer than
the
upper tier guys.
How many has Hellebuck had? Do you think as we're 57, 58 games into the year? How many do you think Hellebuck has?
I haven't watched the Jets enough.
I know, but do you think it'd be 10%? Maybe would it be close to 8, 9, 10? Would you say on the best goalie in the league? I mean, the gap. I don't think, and I think Dash was saying that on the Hangout today, that the gap between a goalie that gets you those saves and makes those phenomenal saves to keep you in it and steals the game for your team to those that don't, it isn't astronomical, right? But it would be nice to have a few more. I guess
that's the thing. Now, the other question is maybe he's just not capable of a few more. Maybe the Oilers have to play.
But he has
well
been.
Reid.
He was in. Certainly in the 3rd and 4th rounds or certainly in the Stanley Cup playoffs. He was
Yeah, I mean,
very good.
There were a couple games in the playoffs the Oilers were badly outshot against LA and against Dallas, and they won. This is an interesting comment from Joe. Skinner is the Brock Purdy of NHL goaltenders. He's a systems game manager that will never win games by himself, but he is good when the team plays well. That's an interesting way to think about it. JJ says the teams that win the cup have the goalies that steal mini games. Yeah, JJ, I think that I would overall disagree with that, because I think if you're talking about the playoffs, I mean, you have to win 16 games. So I don't think, your goalie is going to steal 5 of the 16 you need in the playoffs. He might have to steal a couple and then be really, really good in many of them. Because you also usually, if you're a better team in the playoffs, you're probably not getting outshot a lot. Maybe that's not exactly what JJ means. JJ always says interesting stuff that gets me thinking. But I think I understand the general sentiment of what you're saying. But I mean, there have been teams that have won the Stanley Cup with goaltenders who were not spectacular in the playoffs, who were just, good, who were solid. And that's, yeah. I get it, JJ. See, it's hard. This is where sometimes it's hard to chat with people over the chat line, because there's probably a lot of nuance to what JJ said that I'm missing. D-Rock says, look at what Ranford did in 1990. Yeah, well, and D-Rock, remember this too. Look how awful Bill Ranford was at the start of that series. Right? I mean, there was a lot of people who wanted him removed for how he started the series against the Winnipeg Jets. Anyway, I think the Oilers, first of all, have to play better overall, and also Skinner has to play better. But I don't think the losses on the weekend were only on the two goalies. They didn't play very well in front of them either. And as we said, offensively, they were not good either. Like, they didn't have the puck enough. They didn't generate anything against Philadelphia in a third period when they might have had a chance to come back. So anyway, 780-218-9999 is the River Cree inbox. We'll keep getting to more of your feedback about the Oilers game tonight. We'll discuss a couple of the lineup decisions that Chris Knobloch has made for tonight's game and recently. We have the wonderful Zach Kubusch with a sports update.
John Klingberg and Jeff Skinner out. Matthias Janmark and Troy Stecher in for the Oilers against the Lightning. Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas break it down right here on EST as they go live for the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show at 4:30. The Red Wings play the Wild while the Flames challenge the Caps. And the Hurricanes face the Canadiens as the Maple Leafs drop the puck against the Bruins, seeing a dozen games around the league. In the WHL sees the Oil Kings hit the ice with the Warriors at Lethbridge, meeting Saskatoon before the Cougars and Rockets duke it out on a 3-game slate. And on the court, Toronto hosts Boston while Luka Doncic takes on his former team for the first time when the Lakers battle the Mavericks. We also see Phoenix on the road in Memphis, and the Bucks throwing down against the Rockets on a 7-game NBA schedule. Tons of action in baseball. The Jays got past the Cards 3-2. The Astros overtook the Mets 8-5, and the Rays lost 5-4 to the Phillies. This sports update is brought to you by Advantage Sports Medicine and Physiotherapy. Get treated like a pro with their highly skilled crew. Whether you're recovering from an injury or looking to enhance your performance, get the same locker room approach that's trusted by the best in the game. We have a brief intermission before the Reid Wilkins Show rolls on. I'm Zachary Kubusch, keeping you in the loop.
Get your fix every single game with the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame and postgame shows with Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas. Whether it's breaking down the starting lineup, predicting key matchups, or diving deep into the game's biggest moments, Tom and Hernan are here to give you the best insight and analysis in the city. After the final horn, get the breakdown of every key moment, performance, and player reactions. It's your one-stop shop for all things game day. Catch the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame and postgame shows with Tom Gazzola and Hernan Hernan Salas, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
You want the heavy hitters on your team, both on and off the ice. If you've been injured in a car accident, call the heavy hitters of injury law. James H. Brown and Associates, Alberta Injury Lawyers. With over 200 years of combined injury law experience, their precedent-setting lawyers are ready to help. Locally owned and proud Edmonton Oilers fans, James H. Brown and Associates wants to support you with their unrivaled experience, unrivaled results, and unrivaled commitment. When accidents happen, head to jameshbrown.com.
Gallo LLP is an Alberta-based accounting firm with expert chartered professional accountants in both our Edmonton and Sherwood Park accounting firms. Our experienced and innovative accountants provide financial advice that saves our clients money. Simply put, we help our clients protect their assets and grow their businesses. At Gallo LLP, they go beyond the numbers to ensure the continued success of your business. Reach out to Preet or John to discuss how they can help your business grow. Visit gallollp.ca today and see how they can help you take your business to the next level.
Looking for quality building materials and friendly advice? Visit us at Windsor Plywood Leduc, family owned and locally run since 1993. From interior materials for doors, flooring, baseboards, and all the finishing touches to all you need for your outdoor projects like cedar lumber for decks and fences, plus all the plywood you'd need. Our full-time on-staff carpenter can help with anything odd-sized or custom, and from domestic hardwoods to exotic selections, we've got you covered. And if we don't have it, we'll track it down for you. Windsor Plywood Leduc. We're the experts you need to know.
The Lock Shop.
So, the Jets have 11 points on Vegas and 13 points on the Oilers and 9 points right now on Dallas. I mean, I think at this point, it would be a real disappointment if they didn't get first place, not just in the Central Division, but in the West. And we've talked about how important that number one spot is. I mean, the Oilers could win the Pacific Division and conceivably get the Avalanche in the first round.
Lock Shop, weekday mornings at 11, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Your home for live music and great performances is the River Cree Resort and Casino. Don't miss the internationally recognized tribute, the Alan Jackson Experience, April 18th at the River Cree Resort and Casino. Get your tickets at rivercreeresort.com. River Cree Resort and Casino. Excitement? Bet on.
Celebrating 70 years in the signage industry, William Huff Advertising is the most recognized name in the game. An in-house, one-stop shop for all of your design, print, and installation needs. William Huff provides quality graphic solutions for everyone. Here in our City of Champions and throughout the nation, they are the preferred signage partner entrusted by many of the biggest corporations, pro sports teams, and organizations to bring their identity to life. Recognize the name, get in the game. WilliamHuff.com.
Play more tables and games.
Play more tables and games. Make the most of your bad game. Oh, you want to, you need to, you know just what you gotta do. It's time to add some fun to your life. Make the most of your bad game. Play more tables and games. PlayMoreGames.ca.
Yeah, that's good, Jay. Portions of this hour presented by Canadian Brewhouse. Canadian Brewhouse Express lunch served in under 15 minutes or it's free. Try dishes like the Turkey Club sandwich, the ribeye smash burger, and more. Monday to Friday, open until 2 p.m. Canadian Brewhouse Express lunch. Yes, Jay.
Let's get those thumbs. We are 11 away, and we're 10 minutes away from 4. Let's do it.
I think we're going to try to make 150 by 4:30.
Yes.
Goal. If everybody just got in there and clicked, do not hesitate.
Click, click, click. Must you click? Please, please click. Must you click? You must click. Thumb, thumb, thumb.
Like the fact that I'm willing to embarrass myself on a daily basis with the
think you're
voices and the
embarrassing
jingles
yourself at all.
should deserve a thumbs up.
I think you're showcasing your broad talent ability.
It's like I'm auditioning for Broadway.
Yeah.
A limerick sent in by Tube Socks. There was once a fellow named Jay who found joy in each bright sunny day. With a smile on his face, he danced through the space, high on life in a blissful ballet.
Wow.
That is really good. That is uplifting and generous.
Well done.
Our second clue in our Hudson's Canada's Pub Mystery Athlete of the Game, which I have unintentionally delayed giving, which I said I wouldn't do. And you have to text in your guesses to the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox, 780-218-9999. The second clue is Manchester. So the first clue was Bend. The second clue is Manchester. All right? And you're trying to win a $25 GC to Hudson's Canada's Pub.
We're going to give another clue before the 4 o'clock break.
Remind me to do it at like 3:59.
Reid, we got lots of conversation going around about Stu Skinner and
buying
what
or
else is
selling
going
for
on.
Damon Bunting,
Yeah.
a consistent top-producing realtor in the greater Edmonton area for over 17 years. He and his team would love to help you find that right home or make the move from your current home. Community-driven, he understands what it takes to make a difference in our city. Check him out, DamonBunting.com. Instagram handle, Damon Bunting. Real estate, Damon Bunting was in studio on Friday. He brought us, was it From Another, the company?
Yeah.
And he brought me a Seahawks hat and a Cortez Kennedy Seahawks jersey.
Brought me a
And
couple
you got
Washington
some Washington old team name stuff.
Yeah, I'll have to wear some of that. It was good stuff. Blair writes in and he says, I think it's a goalie's needs to steal a win per series. That's kind of a rule of thumb most championship teams go by.
I've never heard
Buying
that
or
rule of
selling
thumb
that?
before, but I will accept it if that's what he has arrived at.
Andrew, the accountant, makes an interesting, kind of a generalization about what we're talking about. At the end of the day, hockey is still the ultimate team game. It's not basketball where one guy can dominate. Is Skinner an all-world goalie? Of course not. But when your D-man and forwards don't cover a wide-open guy 3 or 4 times a game, is that on the goalie? No, it's a team game. Yes, Skinner needs to make a save every now and then, but the team needs to tighten up as well.
Well, against Philadelphia, I would say, I'm trying to think back now, he probably did make 3 or 4 difficult saves. I mean, he did stop a 2-on-0, right? But still, I mean, the Oilers weren't good. I just think that I feel, and I don't look up all stats. I like looking up stats, but sometimes with goaltending, I just kind of go by that gut feel. I'd like to see him battle harder when he's screened. And it seems to me like his lateral movement was better last year than this year. And that's just going off my own observations, not anything I've tracked or documented.
Maybe
sometimes you got to get across and yes, there are backdoor passes that are really, really hard to stop, right? But sometimes you got to stop it. I mean, again, I know I'm comparing this to a very high stakes situation, but the pass in front to Austin Matthews. I mean, that was I don't even know, was it McDavid checking Matthews? I can't even remember. Matthews beat the guy to the net. And yes, if he lifts it a little higher, Binnington doesn't stop it. But as a goalie, you got to get as much of your body over there as you can and hope you make the save. And I just feel there are some passes like that. And maybe with Pickard too, quite frankly, where they're not getting across the net to at least give themselves a chance to make the saves. Anyway.
Lots of guesses coming in, Reid. Nobody's got it yet.
Okay. Hudson's Canada's Pub Mystery Athlete of the Game. The texts, the clues are Bend and Manchester.
Chief Andy says, why are we happy with one really good save per game? That says a lot about our tolerance.
Well, I don't think we're happy. I didn't say
about
that at all. I don't know if somebody else said it in the nasty chat.
Maybe somebody else said that, but I mean, I think maybe what that might be alluding to is trying to get a goalie to steal you a game here and there. Not every night, maybe once every 10 games. That would be great. That would be nice. That would help win. But like you said, Reid, and like Andrew the accountant said, this is not singly on Skinner or Pickard's shoulders. The team in front of them played sloppy. In fact, I might go as far to say, win or lose tonight, I would like to see a team that is exerting effort in the right areas, showing a little bit of gumption, showing that they want to be there. And I of course, I say that in jest somewhat, but the last 2 games, there were stretches where maybe the handshake idea that Maddie came up with last week wasn't such a bad idea, where you just shake the game and say, hey, we're out of here because it's over.
Oh, it's like curling. You can call it early.
Call it early.
Yeah.
Stop the bleeding. But yeah, show some hustle, show some muster. I mean,
yeah. Well, if they had won in Philadelphia and then lost 7-3 in Washington, I don't think the frustration level would be this high.
It would be understandable back to
There would
back.
be a little more like, okay, you had an off night against a team that can embarrass you, and they embarrassed you. But losing to Phil, and especially the way they lost to Philadelphia. I mean, you lost. And of course, the good teams don't beat the bad teams 100% of the time, but you shouldn't give up 5 or 6 to the Flyers in that manner. The lines today: McDavid between Arvidsson and Hyman, Draisaitl with Podkolzin and Savoy, Nugent-Hopkins with Janmark and Brown, Henrique with Kapanen and Perry, Ekholm with Bouchard, Nurse with Stetcher, and Kulak with Emberson, Stuart Skinner, the goaltender. So John Klingberg is scratched for the first time since he, not since he joined the Oilers, but since he started playing actual games. And Jeff Skinner comes out up front. He scored last game, right? This is a couple times now he's scored and then missed the next game.
Well, I mean, let's talk about that. I mean, Arvidsson is on the top line.
Yes.
Okay. Podkolzin's on the second line. Now, we've seen Podkolzin with Draisaitl, so I'd say the outlier here is definitely Arvidsson being up top with McDavid and Hyman. Since January 1st, Arvidsson and Podkolzin have 3 goals each. Yet they stay in that opportunity, in the top 6. Since January, Jeff Skinner, he's been one of their most productive forwards. He's got 9 points in the last 15 games.
Does he really?
Yes.
I didn't even know that.
So I don't, now I might believe, what we've heard for a lot of the season is Skinner's not getting a shot. And he was making steps defensively, which we said was lacking in his game. So what do you think about this? Arvidsson sitting up top.
Yeah, I don't agree. But I know there's some sentiment to scratch Arvidsson. I would not scratch him. I mean, I would take someone like Kapanen out, even though I know he has some speed and kills penalties and stuff like that. Like, I'm at the point where, okay, you've played 7 kind of off-kilter games, and you played a really bad game against Philadelphia and got beat really bad in Washington. I would put Nugent-Hopkins, McDavid, and Hyman together. Like, that would be my default.
Get the band back together.
Get those guys back together. I know. I mean, even if there's a lot of chat, well, Hyman's having an off year. Well, I guess compared to 54 last year, sure. But he's still a very good player. And I think they like having Nugent-Hopkins on that wing. I would have McDavid, Nugent-Hopkins, and Hyman together. I don't mind trying Draisaitl with Podkolzin and Savoy. And then, like, I would kind of go back to the default lines that even were in the playoffs last year, like Henrique, Brown, and Janmark. And then that leaves, Perry, Kapanen. That leaves, well, I guess you maybe wouldn't have but you know what I'm saying? Like, well, Arvidsson could be on one of the bottom 6 lines today. But these lines could change very quickly.
Be interested to see what the Draisaitl, Podkolzin, Savoy line does. Savoy is noticeably fast on the ice.
Yeah.
I mean,
he's looked okay. I mean, in a couple games where
hard to judge based on those games.
Yeah.
A lot of people guessing and saying, in fact, Reid, that, this is too easy of a mystery player.
Has anybody got it right?
No.
Well, then apparently it's not that easy. We'll give a third clue then, because no one's got it. Hudson's Canada's Pub mystery athlete of the game. First clue is Bend. Second clue is Manchester. Third clue is Los Angeles. You must text your guesses to 780-218-9999. Maximum 3 guesses per phone number. The clues are Bend, Manchester, and Los Angeles. We'll just leave it at that. But there has not been a correct guess. Well, obviously, because we would have said somebody won.
It is not Lou Dort.
And people are actually texting in, this is too easy. Is that true?
Tell Somebody said, too obvious. Then somebody said, seems too easy. Well, it's not that person.
Well, I don't know. I don't know what to say. I don't know how
what
easy
to say either.
there's ones I thought were going to be difficult and people got on the first or second guesses. And there were ones I thought would be guessed after 2 or 3 that we had to give extra clues for. So I don't I'm done trying to predict how people will do. But no one's got it. Bend, Manchester, and Los Angeles.
Correct.
Okay. Do we want to try to give it away by 4:30?
Sure.
Okay, we'll have to give some clues in the next portion of the show.
Sure.
If you're texting Jay, it's the River Cree inbox, 780-218-9999. River Cree Resort and Casino, home of the kitchen restaurant. All you can eat surf and turf for just $59.99 every Friday from 4 to 10 p.m. Did someone get it?
No.
Oh, are we over 100 thumbs?
Yes.
Okay, we are over 100 thumbs. We want to try to do something cool and get to 150 for a double word of the day in just 90 minutes. Because at 4:30, we hand it over to the Oil Stream pregame show with Tom Gazzolo. Tom Gazzolo. I just made up another name for him. So he's been Tony Gonzola, Tom Gondola, and now he's Tom Gonzolo, and Hernan Salas, who's going to join us for a quick hit when we get back from the 4 o'clock break.
Go! Love is in the air. I love you. And you? And you? And you! Why choose between your beloved items? Sentinel Storage, keeping your treasures safe to be loved again. Try 4 weeks free. Details at sentinelstorage.ca.
Got some gently used furniture or home goods that need a new home? Find Edmonton is here to help. Every month we furnish over 100 homes to those transitioning out of homelessness, and we need your gently used furniture and home goods. Drop off at 5120 122nd Street or call for free local pickup. Just visit findedmonton.com to learn how your donations can help create a home for someone in need. Plus shop our thrift store, in-store or online, with proceeds benefit those moving out of homelessness through housing supports. Visit us at findedmonton.com. Find Edmonton, supporting our community one home at a time.
Missing the course? The Canadian Ice House is here to keep your skills sharp. Trackman golf simulators are open. Real golf action right in downtown Edmonton. Don't let the off-season slow you down. Visit us in-store or check out thecanadianicehouse.com for all the details.
Your home for live music and great performances is the River Cree Resort and Casino. Don't miss the internationally recognized tribute, the Alan Jackson Experience, April 18th at the River Cree Resort and Casino. Get your tickets at rivercreeresort.com. River Cree Resort and Casino. Excitement? Bet on.
Tommy Gunn's Barbershop is more than just a barbershop. It's a top-notch, tailor-made experience from check-in to check-out. Get a precision haircut, a classic shave, or a facial to step up your style. Just walk in, relax, and let Tommy Guns take it from there. Find comfort in knowing their team follows the code, which is their commitment to care for you as a customer. Check out Tommy Guns today, in-store or online at TommyGuns.com to bring out the best in you. Tommy Guns, where every cut is done right every time.
Edmonton looks to get back in the win column against the Lightning, with EST having you set for the action. Tom Gazzolo and Hernan Salas bring you the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show. Tune in right here at 4:30. In the Battle of New York, Islanders and Rangers go at it. The Ducks and Sabres clash while Toronto visits Boston before the Hockey Club and Blackhawks hit the ice. And it was WNBA legend Diana Taurasi announcing her retirement from the league. She won 3 league championships, spending her entire career with the Phoenix Mercury. In 7 games in the NBA sees the Raps and Celtics tip off before the Lakers duke it out against the Mavericks, and the Cavs meet the Magic. Meanwhile, spring training saw the Jays overtake the Cardinals 3-2. The Mariners walking the Dodgers in the 9th by the score of 11-3, and the Rockies having a 14-3 lead on the White Sox at the bottom of the 9th. This sports update is brought to you by Paramount Flooring, proudly serving Edmonton and area for over 30 years. Their showroom offers all the best and latest in flooring, tiles, and area rugs. Tell them EST sent you for 10% off your next purchase. You can shop in-store or online at ParamountFlooring.ca. I'm Zachary Kubusch. That was your sports update. The second hour of the Reid Wilkins Show starts right now.
Thanks a lot for joining us this afternoon. Joining us in the James H. Brown studio, James H. Brown Personal Injury Law Firm, the heavy hitters of injury law with over 200 years of experience. James H. Brown will get you the settlement you deserve. JamesHBrown.com. Book your private consultation today. Is Hernan Salas. He's on the EST Afternoons with Hernan Salas and Joaquin Gage 1 to 3. And you got the oil stream coming up with Tony Gonzolo, as I just called him. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm actually excited for this game.
Aren't you excited for all of them?
Yes, but more this one because there's chaos right now. A lot of people are pissed. A lot of people want to, ship out half the team. Not happy with Knobloch. So I think this game is carrying a lot of weight. Don't get me wrong. It's not like playoffs or anything, but for a regular season game, for me, I'm intrigued to see this team, how they bounce back tonight. Skinner and the rest of the guys.
Well, I mean, a lot of good teams say certainly try to never lose two in a row, but a lot of teams say don't ever lose three in a row.
Yeah.
So the Oilers have done that, which they only have one other time this year. So they've matched their longest losing streak of the season. But I also think the overall play in the last 7 games, going 2-4-1, has been pretty underwhelming. I was quite surprised on Saturday because they had a break, except for McDavid and the 2 Swedes who hadn't played since the Monday. I was really surprised on Saturday because it looked like they were playing like their 7th game in 11 days or something like that.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think, and that was the game. And you know what's interesting too, guys? And sorry to take over right now. DVD brought up a good point. Like, were you guys surprised Skinner got the Philly game and not the best team in the East?
No, I wasn't, because I think that they went with Skinner the first game back. And there's also the old Don Cherry philosophy that you play your backup against the better team. So if he gets lit up, it doesn't mentally damage your number one guy.
And if you win Saturday, you can go in there with your backup, and if you win, it's house money.
Yes.
It's like, hey, we did it with Pickett.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Fair enough.
I understand the theory, though.
Yeah.
That Skinner should be playing the best.
Because do you think Gager brought up, do you think it affects Skinner that he didn't go against Washington? Do you think he looks at it that in depth? And
No,
he's
I don't
like,
think so.
I don't either.
I don't
think it affects him. Like, oh, they're playing Pickard against the best team in the East. I must suck.
No, I think Skinner knows he's the guy.
Sure.
And if it is getting in your head, well, maybe you shouldn't be the guy.
I'll ask you guys a question. There's 5 games left. How many does Skinner play? How many should he play?
5 games left in what?
Before the deadline. No back-to-backs.
Oh, before the deadline?
Yeah.
Well,
Gager and I
4.
said minimum 4, and why not 5?
Well, I think from the start of the season, they've
maybe.
shown that they have predetermined that Pickard's going to get, what did he say, 30% of the games, thereabouts. So, 4 for sure.
Jay, it's time now to say, Skinner, we're going to the deadline. You're struggling. Show us what you got in these 5 games.
Do you think Skinner's really on the hot seat here?
No, I don't. I mean, if the wheels fall off this week, maybe. It's tough. It's tough because, listen, I've been going with listeners since Saturday. I said when the season started, Skinner, there's no more excuses for him, at least for me. And Bouchard, the same thing. Started bad, the whole team did. Then he was really good. He didn't lose a back-to-back games since October, and he lost that in January. Now, can he be better? Yes, the numbers prove that. His record against top teams, not good enough. What was Reid saying earlier? Like, he doesn't give you that big save. Knobloch said it. Like, he's good, but he just, when the defense sucks, he's not there to bail you out. But I can't just write off a guy who went to Game 7 and went through a lot of ups and downs. I think there's value in that. Am I off? My rocker? And maybe he's not the guy. But I maybe we'll find out in the offseason. If you got to keep in mind, he's not Bowman's guy.
True, but what he is a goalie that was pressed into action earlier than expected.
Yes.
On a very good contract, a team-friendly contract.
That's fair.
That took a team to Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Final. You cannot look past that. Now, is he perfect? No. Is he a top 10 goaltender in the league?
No. He's not paid one like either.
No, he's not. But like Reid said, when the team is functioning better, it all ships rise together. I've said that 2 days in a row.
Well, it's a good
analogy.
It's a good nautical saying.
Sure.
Shiver me timbers.
So you're going to be patient with Skinner?
Yes.
How about you?
Well, I don't know if there's much choice here. Like, what
That's a good
by
point.
patient, I mean, I think he will be the goaltender.
Okay.
And again, Stan Bowman said, was it Cervelli, that he just flat out said no, that he wouldn't try to trade for a goalie. Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
I just think any goaltender the Oilers acquired would be a goaltender in Stuart Skinner's general caliber range who's having a slightly better season.
Yeah, I agree.
So
And more expensive?
Possibly.
Possibly. And what are you going to give up for that, right? Is it a rental? It's such a fascinating conversation because I think Stuart Skinner, there's the people that despise him and there's people that defend him. There's no in between. I think I'm kind of in between. I get he has to be better.
I think I'm quite in between.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think he's playing as good as he should be.
No.
On a consistent basis. Right now. But we looked at this yesterday. Last year, this was a tough stretch for Stu Skinner and the Oilers as well.
Yeah.
Now, and I kind of believe that a team, they're going to go through ebbs and flows.
Of course.
That's going to happen.
Yeah.
So why not get that out of the way right now? There's dogged play and then start building up for when it really matters, which has come, like Gage said this morning, game 83.
Because guys, we all love trades. They're fun to break down. We do radio. It's fun to talk about. It's exciting. But I think it's almost not. I'll never say never because Bowman told Saravalli no. That doesn't mean anything.
Yeah,
he's not going to play his hand, right? He's not going to say, "Yeah, I'm looking for a goalie" when he has his number one here struggling a bit. So I don't put a lot of weight into that. But is there a possibility they could go out and get one? Sure. I just don't see it happening this year. I think this is an off-season move. And we'll see what Skinner can do in the playoffs because I think people need to grasp Skinner is the number one here. It's not Calvin Pickard. I don't care how good he is or how good he's played. This is Stuart Skinner. And that's why Gager and I said yesterday, run with the guy. Let him get his mojo back. And if not, then the Oilers aren't going to fall out of a playoff spot.
No, probably not.
No,
They'd have to lose quite a bit.
Yeah.
But LA did win last night. So that would just knock them down to third if LA passed them.
Yeah.
We're talking about our game of the night, of course, presented by
Play more tables and games.
Hernan doesn't have his headphones in, but he knew what it was. From ping pong and pool tables to darts and dome hockey, plus all the classic arcade action you could ask for, visit Canada's Game Room Experts locations in Edmonton and Calgary or online at playmoregames.ca. Give us a quick thought, and I know you and Tom will talk about this extensively. And hey, keep clicking the thumbs up. If you're in on YouTube, we want to see how high we can get in just a 90-minute show.
Click. Must you click? Please click. Must you click? You must click. Thumb.
We could climb really high if people just treated it really seriously and gave us we want to see what we can get to in just a 90-minute first part of the show. Quick thought on Jeff Skinner coming out after scoring.
I don't like it, Reid. For a guy who's played, he's probably the lowest in minutes most games outside of the latest stretch right before Four Nations, and he has 11 goals. In that Washington game, guys, that line created 2 back-to-back shifts that were pretty good, and they scored on one. And Skinner probably could have had 2 that game. Now, Jeff Skinner is not a defensive, he's not that's not his strong suit. But are we really sitting here and saying he's that bad when he's on the ice? I don't notice it. Is he Janmark? Is he Nuge? Is he Connor Brown? No, but I don't see his man or them getting scored on a lot when he's on the ice. So I get why you like these other guys and you want to put them in the lineup. But Jeff Skinner came here to do one thing and score goals, and he's doing it with minimal ice time, and he still can't catch a break.
Yeah, this is the first time I'm kind of a little bit surprised he's coming out.
Well, and then you plop Arvidsson on the top line,
who's been bad.
That just blows my mind. Why, you could easily make the case putting Skinner on that line and having Arvidsson out.
That's why you signed him on July 1st.
Yeah.
To play with this guy, McDavid or Draisaitl. Not to be sitting out or playing on your fourth line. This is a guy that could get hot in the playoffs for you. He's a natural goal scorer, guys. And he's not every guy that scores goals, boys, is going to be great defensively. But again, I don't think it's so glaring that they need to bring him out. This is the first time I'm kind of turning on Knob because, one, I don't like that move. I don't know why Klimberg's out. I'll be honest. If you want to get Stetcher in because he's a good dude, then you're not coaching the right way. You coach to win games. You don't coach to make sure guys are happy and he hasn't played in a while. Well, who cares? who gives you the best opportunity to play. And the line juggling, guys, is driving me crazy. Sorry.
Well, what's new?
I'm fired up. I'm sorry.
I don't know.
Maybe I'm being too harsh.
I'm just so immune to line juggling at this point.
No, I know.
Though I am surprised. Though I would put Nuge, McDavid, and Hyman back together and just let them go to work.
Because at the end of the day, we get these lines, we lose our minds over it, we break it down till the 12th forward, and then 5 minutes into the game, he goes nuclear. Right?
I believe the Reid Wilkins Show is strongly in support of the nuclear option.
Well, at times, I think he's been trying not to, though.
But if you can then develop
other lines, correct,
that can carry the load and continue the pressure, then why wouldn't you? But it was going that way for a brief period, and then it went away.
When game one comes around, boys, does he know what his lineup is?
Game one of
playoffs.
Well, no.
A lot of things. But
I mean, like we're almost in March and he's still tinkering.
Okay, let me
don't worry about that.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this, guys.
I'm worried.
Let me ask you this. At the start of the season, everybody in this room, every nasty, every listener knew what the problem was. Knew there'd be a glaring void at defense.
Yes.
The thought process was, okay,
yeah,
can this team, limp their way to the trade deadline or around it and still be in contention?
Survive.
Yeah. Have they done that? Yes, they have.
Yeah.
Right? They're still, so from looking back at it from September to where we are now, this team has delivered on what the expectations were from its fan base. Now, leading up to the trade deadline, that's where you got to see what happens.
Yeah. I'm sorry, guys. I'm a little more dramatic.
Sorry? No, I don't think you're dramatic at all.
I
think you're normal.
I get fired up.
Here's our fourth clue. Hudson's Canada's Pub Mystery Athlete of the Game. The fourth clue is 32. So the clues have been Bend, Manchester, Los Angeles, and 32. We might have to give the fifth clue when we get back. Remember to keep giving us the thumbs up. Rally here, and we can get to 150 in a 90-minute show, which would be incredible, which would still mean a double word of the day before we come back between 5:30 and 6. Hernan, I'll let you get ready for the show with Gonzalo.
With Tony?
Yes.
I think I called him Thomas on the pregame show the other day. I don't know where that came from.
Well,
I was like, Thomas? He's like, did you just Thomas me? I was like, I did.
That's incredible.
Don't Thomas me, bro.
Thank you for doing this, Hernan. Here comes the Koob.
Edmonton looks to snap their 3-game losing streak as they battle the Lightning in Tampa. Catch Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas as they tee up the action during the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show at 4:30, only on EST. And around the league, Seattle meets St. Louis. Calgary hits the road in Washington, while the Panthers and Predators butt heads, seeing 11 games in the NHL. And Diana Taurasi has announced her retirement from the WNBA. She played her entire career with the Phoenix Mercury, winning 3 league championships. In the NBA, the Raptors face the Celtics. Golden State plays Charlotte, while Luka Doncic and the Lakers take on the Mavs, seeing 7 games around the association. Elsewhere, the Jays etched out the Cards 3-2. And elsewhere, the Royals overtook the Rangers 15-6, while the Orioles beat the Tigers 8-7. This sports update is brought to you by Windsor Plywood Leduc, locally owned and operated, serving Leduc and surrounding areas since '93. They have doors, flooring, baseboards, and of course, plywood. Go see the knowledgeable staff today at Windsor Plywood Leduc. We have a quick timeout before the Reid Wilkins Show returns. I'm Zachary Kubusch, keeping you in the loop.
Get your fix every single game with the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame and postgame shows with Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas. Whether it's breaking down the starting lineup, predicting key matchups, or diving deep into the game's biggest moments, Tom and Hernan are here to give you the best insight and analysis in the city. After the final horn, get the breakdown of every key moment, performance, and player reactions. It's your one-stop shop for all things game day. Catch the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame and postgame shows with Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
If you've been injured in a car collision, let James H. Brown and Associates, Alberta Injury Lawyers, protect your interests. They'll be there every step of the way to help answer your questions and help you get your life back on track. Trust Alberta's precedent-setting injury lawyers with their unrivaled experience, unrivaled results, and unrivaled commitment. When accidents happen, call James H. Brown and Associates, Alberta Injury Lawyers, 780-428-0088, or go to jameshbrown.com.
Since 1952, William Huff has been the heartbeat of Edmonton's advertising world. From humble beginnings to a citywide powerhouse, we've been the go-to for signage from print to design and installation. Partnering with Edmonton's top sports franchises and major events, we've helped shape the city's global reputation. Our secret? Unmatched customer service, decades of experience, and a passion for excellence we call the William Huff Advantage. Visit us online at williamhuff.com.
Food Sausages makes their meat with nothing but the best local ingredients. From chicken, beef, and pork, their gluten-free sausages are packed with flavor. Every single bite. Get a 10% discount when mentioning Edmonton Sports Talk in-store or use the code EST when shopping online at foodsausages.ca. Plus, you get free delivery on orders of $100 or more. Find them at 6736 99th Street. Food Sausages. You can't beat our meat.
All right, the fifth and final clue in the Hudson's Canada's Pub Mystery Athlete of the Day is goaltender. So the 5 clues are Bend, Manchester, Los Angeles, 32, and goaltender. Bend refers to, I'll just say it, Bend refers to agility. I don't know what else people think it refers to. Given some of the, I don't understand. Bend refers to like this person's ability to contort his body and be agile.
I've never been called so many names. I've been called a liar in the chat and inbox. People are saying I must be blocked.
No,
because it's David Beckham.
It's not David Beckham. The clues are Bend, Manchester, Los Angeles, 32, and goaltender. So we need somebody to get it in the next 2 minutes before we got it.
Sorry. I'm on. Man.
Don't worry. Okay.
Max Bezozu.
Max got it?
Yeah.
Well, I think he's won this 2 or 3 times. The mystery athlete is Jonathan Quick. Bend, he's very agile. Manchester, he played in the AHL for the Manchester Monarchs. LA, he played for the LA Kings. How do people not get this after the third clue? 32. He's number 32. He's a goaltender.
Well done. And Max, Koob, you just put that on the list.
Wow.
Max, as you guys know, I can't get back to you on our text line right now. Koob will put it on the list. You know where to come. You know where to find us. It's waiting for you.
I think I just now realized why people were guessing David Beckham. Apparently there was a movie called Bend It Like Beckham.
Yes.
Apparently he played for a team called Manchester United. Apparently he also played for a team called the LA Galaxy. Apparently he wore number 32 when he was with AC Milan and with Paris Saint-Germain. So I guess the first 4 clues could have gone with David Beckham. I guess.
You suck.
That's what all the listeners are saying.
But he wasn't a goaltender.
You're in a cheeky mood today.
So I don't know what to say.
Huh. Cheeky.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what else to say.
Well, we cruised through 1:30. We've got we've
got about a minute,
so we're gonna have to do the top 3 at the end of the show.
Oh crap! Yeah, we got to do the top 3 and word of the day.
Tell them what the top 3 is, though. It'll
top
be good.
3 fun facts about lightning.
Yes.
Well, interesting facts about lightning.
Yes.
All right. Yeah, Hernan and Tom coming up. The game's at 5:30. We have Katherine Plouffe who's going to join us at 5:30. And like I said, we'll do our top 3 and we'll do word of the day and we'll keep you entertained from 5:30 to 6. Talk to you then, everybody.